Hey everyone, in today's episode, we're going to take you behind the scenes of the Oakhaven company, share with you how we came to be, a little bit about our vision, our future, and how you can come along and be a part of this amazing journey, so stay tuned. Well, thank you so much for joining us today on the Oakhaven podcast. It is episode 0. Because today's kind of is a day where we're going to share with you a little bit about our hearts. My name is Terrell.
And I'm Jen, and we are here to give you inspiration, education, and resources to help you build up your relationships, to build up your home, and just in your everyday life. So if you like our content, please like and subscribe.
That's right. You know the rules, like and subscribe. It literally basically helps other people find this content. So if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. On the podcast, just subscribe. Thank you so much.
That's right. So we have just started the Oakhaven company, right?
It's fresh.
All right, let's get into it. What is in the name? What does the Oakhaven company mean? What is Oakhaven?
Absolutely. You know, the scripture says in Psalms chapter 1 that when you obey God's law, when you think about it, then you become like a tree that's planted and you'll bear good fruit. And so I know that's been part of our heart, of our family, to bear good fruit. And it's what you and I desire for other people, our friends, our family members. And so we were really just talking about the Oakhaven. You want to tell that story?
Sure. So we were kind of thinking of what could we name our company?
Right.
We're trying to teach people and inspire people, like you said, show that we have fruit. That's the whole point, whole purpose to our life. We want to be able to demonstrate that we have fruit, good fruit. Good fruit. And so we were thinking, well, what can we name this company? Kind of thinking where we've been, where we're now. And we were throwing out different ideas. I know we were laying in bed one night and you kind of came up with one of your great ideas. We talked about where I grew up and where the street is that we live on now. We kind of cut them in half, put them together, changed a couple of vowels, and you threw out, well, what about Oakhaven? Like, let's put those two together, Oakhaven. And I was like, you know what? I really like that. That's a great name. Oakhaven. Let's really get a little deeper into that. What does that really mean, Oakhaven? You want to talk a little bit about what we found with oak, or you'll let me handle that? Yeah. So we did a quick Google search and wanted to figure out, what does the oak tree mean? What does the oak tree stand for? Does it symbolize anything? And we found that it really means strength, longevity. And I'm like, that's great. And an oak tree has kind of been a part of our lives. Our past neighborhood that we lived in, our first neighborhood where we lived together, had a big oak tree in the front before you turn into the entrance. And that was always a great visualization as we came into our neighborhood, the oak tree. And we also took our pictures for introducing our twins were coming into the world. We took our picture there. And so we also found Haven to be a place of sanctuary, to be a home, and to put those together, a strong foundation, a home. I just love the name Oakhaven, and we kind of ran with it.
So there you go. That's what Oakhaven means. You know, I always think about roots, and something very, very important to me is foundational things. We talk all the time, and a lot of things that I share with you, it's just simple foundational things, scriptural truths. And so you'll find here content that is going to be scripturally based. You know, we are faith-based people who live our lives according to God's word. We believe that is the ultimate way. That's why we started this Oakhaven. And so for a long time, you know, I have been trying to produce content, and it's on the inside of me. It's who I am. I've got a background in ministry. I'm licensed. I'm ordained. I've been serving, worship and youth and transportation, everything creative. It's in there. I've done it. Traveled 25 countries doing missions, and so it's in me. It's who I believe God created me to be. But I struggle with a long time. I don't know if you're listening there, but I struggle with esteem, and so for a long time I felt like I wasn't worthy. I wasn't good enough. Who's going to watch me? Who's going to listen to me? People think this is stupid, and so, you know, the enemy fed me those lies. And so for a long time, I was reserved about sharing my content with the world, on social media. And you really helped me with that. You encouraged me with that. And so even though I was producing content, I wasn't doing it on a regular basis because, again, self-esteem and the schedule. I don't have, well, I won't say I don't have, my strong suit is not organization. It is not scheduling. It is not Excel spreadsheets like you do. At the same time, I guess you were working, you started at teaching, right?
Yeah, so my background is in education, and I had transitioned to a different job out of the classroom, but I really missed the creativity side of things. So I had been working on creating printables and resources and sharing ideas to families and moms just to help out with their kids. And so that was my focus. I have that background. I've been working with kids my whole life. So I have a lot of that knowledge of what keeps them engaged and what they can really do for fun and how to incorporate that in your everyday life. So I was working on that while you were working on your content, which I do want to touch on. Looking from the outside in, everything that you always put out, I was like, that's amazing. That's great. People will love it. They'll be drawn to you. And I could just really see that gift. So I know that's what you were made to do. And like you said, it's just, hard to find the time when we're both working full time. Right. We are raising our kids. We have twins. We are doing other stuff on the side. And so I'm good at the organization, the structure part. I love that stuff. I love Excel sheets. I love, typing all that stuff out. So we kind of thought, hey, are we really doing the best thing, each working on our own?
I felt stuck. I would always come to him like, there's got to be more. I feel like I'm not getting anywhere. I feel like I'm not going anywhere. Where's my life going? What am I doing here? This question about purpose, I believe we all go through, what am I here? What am I doing? And so in the coming weeks, we're going to talk about purpose because it's so important to understand who we are, where we're going, and why we exist, whether it is as a single person, as a family member, part of a community. Purpose is very, very important. And so you would encourage me in those things and try to say, no, you're valid. But I'm like, it was because I wasn't using my gift. I wasn't getting what's on the inside of me out. And I'm like, you know what? Amos 2 and 3, 3 and 3, where it says that two can't walk together unless they be agreed. Ecclesiastes talks about how, two are better than one. So if we're both separated and we're not getting anywhere, why don't we actually come together? And why don't we do this together? We both have the same heart for helping others, for creating a haven of a home and giving people a solid foundation. There's so much out there that people just cannot decipher
the truth.
The truth, right? The truth from anything else.
Exactly. What media is sharing, what society's sharing. We want to preach and teach the true word, right, the biblical foundations, and just help people create the havens, the peaceful sanctuaries, the homes, build their relationships with their spouses, their kids, with their friends, their parents. Right. So that's kind of, we both were sharing that same vision. Right. And now we're sharing
just doing it separately, and now we're doing it together, which
that's right.
I so love and I'm so grateful for. And so, you talked about the printables. You are amazing. You teach the kids 24/7. There's always some kind of fun activity, whether it is rocks or coloring or glitter and making slime from scratch and all kind of stuff that I have no idea how to do. You do this and you're able to show moms and dads how to do that with their kids, have reading plans for the summer, just all kind of stuff and activities. You've got that. I'm going to have some devotionals available for people. They can kind of read and go over and learn step by step about different topics, whether it's how to reset, about anxiety, about dating and marriage and how we've been successful, and so all that's going to be kind of content you're going to get in this podcast as you watch on YouTube, as you scroll throughout the stream,
social media
timeline. You'll
get
right. Great content. So if that pertains to you, then we invite you and we welcome you to come with us alongside on this great journey of the Oakhaven Company. So what are some ways people can take action right now? Yeah,
that's right. So if you want to follow us on Instagram at Oakhaven Company, it's a great place to start. I love to be on the stories and show some behind the scenes. You'll see the kiddos running around, kind of see what we do in our family life, just a little bit behind the scenes, and then also posting some really solid, great information and resources throughout the month. Like Terrell mentioned, we will be doing a monthly focus on a specific topic, and you'll find just definitions, you'll find scriptures, you'll find reasons why, you'll find tips and tricks, and how to incorporate that in your relationships, in your home, and however it relates to the specific topic that we have for the month. So that's a great place to start. And then we also have our website that we are getting going and building. And if you check that out, oakhavencompany.com, you can sign up for our kind of e-newsletter and get some more exclusive content and just be the first to know about what's happening on our podcast and our company and what's coming up in the months to come.
Right. So yeah, if you're on the e-newsletter, that's going to be important because you're going to be the first people to know what's coming up, what's happening, and get exclusive offers that social media probably won't know about until much, much later, or may not get at all.
Right.
So definitely go to oakhavencompany.com and subscribe to our e-newsletter so that we can get in touch with you. The grand vision as we kind of move forward, in the coming months ahead, is having virtual events, virtual get-togethers, having some seminars, even some counseling for individuals who would like that. So we just see a lot of great things, a lot of great potential. Again, more products and digital resources to help and just assist you in your everyday life. So I'm super, super thankful, super excited about that. So make sure you follow, make sure you get on the e-newsletter and also on YouTube at Oakhaven Company. So that's the ways they can get involved, right?
That's right. We'd love to meet you virtually, and we'd love to have you follow along.
And there's one final thing, you mentioned this. So we have a theme every single month. Please, 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 another way you can get involved, it's most important after subscribing, is send some comments. Let us know some topics you'd like us to touch on, any questions you have, whether it's like, how do you get your kids to eat their vegetables, or how do you get them to stay in school? How do you get them to sit still at the table, or how do you talk to your kids about XYZ? How do you know who your wife is? How do you,
communicate? Yeah.
How do you budget in 2023 when eggs are $8 a dozen?
That's right. Deal with anxiety. Deal with the peer pressure that your kids are having at school. So we'd love for you to DM us on Instagram and just shoot us some topics that you would love us to touch as we kind of plan out the months ahead for this year.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for listening. We hope you got a little bit more information about who we are, what we're about, and if that interests you, go into action now. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next week.
Oh my gosh, it's so much talking. Like drains.
Train. Yeah, you're trained. And
then we forgot the timer.
Oh, that was much better.